Hello, I'm back. How's it going, guys? Um, let's see if anybody shows up. Oh, there's 4 people here. That's amazing. Um, cool. You guys are the loyal ones. You guys are the ones that always come, and I'm so grateful. It's funny. I get messages from some other people. They're always like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I could be there, but I can't." But thank you guys for coming every month. I'm sorry to be pessimistic. I don't mean to be pessimistic. It's been a weird thing with the podcast of like the initial amount of support, and then this like I've seen a decline of just less and less and less people show up to this, and less people listen, and it's like trying to figure out how to sustain something. Any creative endeavor, the second you release it, there's the initial excitement, but then to sustain, um, uh, it takes a while to get to a place where like the sustaining like people who are consistently engaged is like at a higher number. So let's get into this month's group collab, shall we? I know we did not do one last month. I'm so sorry. It was like there were just 2 people there. I also was not feeling it. Real talk, I was just not in a good place. I'm still like in a weird funk right now, but this is gonna be good. So the suggestion for this month, and I was thinking about this. I was trying to think like what would be a really fun, I don't know, premise, and I thought to myself that Avengers opens very soon. When does Avengers open? Avengers opens April 23rd, so literally next week. So I thought topically, the idea of... Do you guys ever go to midnight premieres? Is that a thing that people do in the UK or anywhere else? I know I go to midnight premieres a lot. I love midnight premieres. They're really fun because especially, all over, but especially in LA, like people dress up and it's kind of like going to a convention or something. Which is really fun. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna post this real fast. I'm writing a story. I'm gonna give a few more minutes for people to get the chance to show up if they're available. Sorry. So yeah, I love midnight premieres, and it's like this own kind of culture unto itself. And so I just thought that would be a really fun premise. Also, I'm trying to like think of topical things. Whenever we do these, my goal is that it will then be in the next episode. And since I'm doing them every 2 weeks now, this will be going up. What day? Sunday, Monday. So this will be going up on the 22nd, which is perfect because it's literally like right before Avengers open. So I thought topically the idea of like a midnight premiere as a setting would be a really fun story to tell. True confession, I am not going to the midnight premiere of Avengers because I'm just not. I just didn't want to deal with crowds. It's also like not my favorite franchise. Like I like superhero movies, okay, but like on like I don't know when the tickets were released like months ago, like my friends were like, "We got tickets 11:45 p.m." and I was like, "Yeah." I'm also going to be heading to Atlanta like the next day on Friday for like a 4-day like teaching intensive. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go. But I thought that would be a fun premise for a movie. So, or for a story collab session. So that's the premise for today. Midnight show of a movie. I would assume probably in line, waiting to go in. And yeah, that's the premise. So the first thing to do, and it's been a while since we've done this, so getting back in the swing of things, is establishing who our fundamental characters are. And this is something I've been doing a lot with my students, and I've really enjoyed it. And that is like before even getting into, because as I do these film camps, it's been such a great exercise in writing and figuring out who characters are, and how to very quickly create characters and not spend months and years developing them, but like to be able to on Monday go, what are the characters? What do they do? Cool, let's do it. And so I've been doing this sort of exercise with students, and I think it'd be fun to do here too, is to, when you figure out who your characters are, to actually write what's like a breakdown. So like write an entire breakdown for your character. Do you guys know what a breakdown is? I don't know. I don't know if you guys know what a character breakdown is. It's something, whenever you are an actor, you're like pretty accustomed to like, oh yeah, a breakdown. But I realize a lot of times it's not always a thing that you necessarily know what it is. Here's an example of a breakdown. This is the role that I played on Stuck in the Middle. So I'm looking back at my audition email for Stuck in the Middle before I booked it to see what the breakdown said. So the breakdown said, Shane Coleman, known as the Zombie King. This young horror podcaster in his 20s is Ethan's idol, who can launch or kill an aspiring filmmaker's career with a single word. Harley and Ethan invite him to their film premiere, but a series of comical disasters seem likely to end Ethan's career before it has even started. However, despite all the mayhem, Shane ultimately realizes Ethan has real talent and deserves a shout-out. So that was the breakdown for the role that I auditioned for. So I went in for that audition, and with those pieces in mind, my goal was to bring that character to life, knowing what I knew that they were looking for. And I guess it worked because I booked it. Now, there's plenty of ones that I haven't booked. But here's a one. I like this one a lot. How to Get Away with Murder, which is a show I auditioned for not that long ago. Let me see if I can find it. It's so sad to go back through all of your audition emails. Okay. See all the roles he didn't book. So this was the role I auditioned for, Graham. Male, mid to late 20s. Graham is strong-willed, composed, intelligent, confident, charismatic, new law school student. He's street smart and observant, making it easy for him to blend into any situation. Graham was born with a great sense of self, and he's not afraid to use it when he wants. So it's like it gives you a strong sense of their identity, of their personality, what drives them, what moves them forward. So I think that's fun to do. So let's start with who our characters are. I think, as always, picking 2 characters and then maybe a 3rd or 4th character as like supporting characters is great. So let's start with Seb, who is our primary character, or not even primary, who is one of our lead characters in the scene. Just give me a name. All I need is a name. What's the first name that pops in your head that strikes you interesting? Doesn't have to be, don't even worry about what the character is yet. We'll figure it out. But just give me a name as a starting point. First thing that pops into your head. I'm actually going to open up a notebook here. Story matters, story matters. Sorry, you guys use Evernote? It's the best thing ever. Evernote, it's like a digital notebook where you can keep everything. April 2018, group collab. We got Alex, we got Sammy, we got Seb, and wait, who else do we have? Do we have anybody else? Am I missing anybody else? We have 4 people watching. Bruce. I love it. Bruce. Writers. Okay, great. Characters. Bruce. Alex, how old is Bruce? How old do you think he is? Yeah, Evernote, literally, that's a great way of putting it. Evernote is an extension of my brain. Yeah, you should see my Evernote. I literally have, oh my gosh, I probably have, how many notebooks do I have? 10, 11, 12, 13. I have like hundreds of notebooks. Trying to very hard to forget a short story of my favorite author based on people waiting in life, Force Awakens. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, so how old do we think Bruce is? First thing that pops in your head. Do I have anybody else here? Is it just Sammy, Seb, and Alex? It says other people are watching, but I don't know. And then, Sammy, I'll get from you. Oh, I love that. I love that, Alex. Parents who's been dragged along with his teen. I love that. That's great. So I think that gives us our second character, our teen. So Bruce, dad who's been drugged along to the premiere with his teen. Who is the other character? Who is the secondary character? The teen, probably. And probably it needs, I mean, Kim and I can play anybody, but probably needs to be a girl. Um, or doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. And I think my guest actor this month, which is something I've said I wanted to do, but my guest actor this month is my buddy Rashid Fakori, who is the DP of my movie, The Nameless, who I also teach a lot with at Gray Studios. He's awesome, and he's going to be playing supporting characters in this episode. So I'm excited to finally introduce some new actors, some new voice talent into the mix. So Sammy, who do you think? Who is our second person here? It could be a teen boy too. Like I have at least 3 actors, so it doesn't have to be like, oh, it has to be a boy and a girl. Like it could be anything. What do you think? Just a name. David. David is a teen. Great. So Bruce. So I'm guessing is Bruce David's dad? Is that what we're saying? So David, whiny teen son who dragged his dad to the premiere. Great. Awesome. And I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like at some point there would have to be like I don't know, like a theater manager or maybe somebody else in line. We can figure out who that is. We can figure out like who that person is when we get to it. That seems like a great place to start for me. So let me ask, how do we think the dad feels about being there? So if he's, because Alex already said it, if he's drugged to the premiere, then like I would guess that like Bruce reluctant fish out of water. Do we think he's seen any? Are we saying? Let's just say this is the Avengers Infinity War premiere. Let's just say that's what it is. Because I think that's funny. I like the idea that maybe like he has no idea what this movie's about. Like he's never seen any of them. So like Fish Out of Water has never seen a single Avengers movie. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be funny too. There needs to be a veteran midnight viewing attendee lending commentary. Oh, I like that a lot. What do we think the veteran midnight attendee is? That should probably be a girl. He's annoyed because it's past his bedtime. I like that. He's annoyed because it's past his bedtime. But like he wouldn't let his son go alone. I like that. What do you think the veteran midnight viewing attendee? Who do you think that is? Sammy, I love that idea. So take the reins with that. Who do you think that is? So we have Bruce, reluctant, fish out of water, has never seen a single Avengers movie. He's annoyed because it's past his bedtime, but he wouldn't let his son go alone to the movie. So he's here in line at the midnight premiere. I think we should raise the stakes too and say that that like this is like a special premiere where like the only way you can get in is if like you're dressed like as a character. So like his son has like he's dressed up as a character that he doesn't know who he is and he doesn't know why he has to wear this stuff. I think that's funny. Maybe he's dressed as Loki with the horns. That's a really funny idea. Cool. So then we have David. How does David feel? Like, what is David's persona? I like that he's a little whiny, definitely nerdy for sure. I think it'd be funny too if ooh wait, I just had a great idea. What if it's not just a random person in line? What if it's like what if David is like on a date with a girl who's like far nerdier and like far more into this than he is, and then like David's dad had to go to like chaperone. I think that's funny. Yeah, like it is the buffering convention scene. Do you guys like that idea? I think that's a funny idea. That like David and this girl are on a date and his dad is like, why am I here? But like because it's a midnight showing, like he had to go to like be a chaperone because he like, I don't know about you, but like parents chaperoning dates is extremely awkward and funny to me. So we have Bruce, we have David. And then we have the girl. Who is the girl? What do you think her name is? And also, what do we think of David? A little whiny, definitely nerdy, on a date with so and so, wants to impress her with all of his super geeky knowledge, but his dad is making it really difficult. Who do we think the girl is? We need a good name. A really good name. I'll take the first one that goes out there, that gets thrown out there. It's a really good idea. I really like this one. By the way, are you guys excited about Avengers? I heard I heard a really interesting theory the other day, and I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if it's like even possible, but Zoe, ooh, I love it. Zoe, the queen of all geeks and nerds. She knows everything about every single comic book and slash or film ever. She is a veteran of midnight premieres. And has been coming to these since she was born. I heard a really interesting theory. Do you guys want me to tell you the theory that I heard, or should I not? Because if you don't want me to tell it to you, like I don't want to like plant something in your head, but it was a really interesting theory that got me being like, interesting. Because the thing about, here's my thing is, everybody's like, oh, everyone's gonna die, and I just was kind of like over the like commentary of it, and it just seemed like, okay, somebody's gonna die. But I heard this theory, and it was like, oh, that could be really fascinating. So it was an interview with Benedict Cumberbatch, and it was like him and a bunch of the other actors, and they were asking like, who here actually like who like apparently none of the cast have actually seen the film yet. They're only showing it in bits and pieces on this like promotional tour. In 20-minute spurts. Like they're not showing the whole thing. And they were like, has anybody seen the movie? And none of the cast has seen the movie, which is fascinating. So they don't even know how it goes. And then the guy goes, well, how many of you read the script? And none of the cast got to read the script. They only got their pages, except for Benedict Cumberbatch. And he kind of raised his hand, and everyone's like, you read the script? And he's like, yeah. And he said something interesting. He said, Doctor Strange sort of is holding the multiverse together. So he's like, I thought it was really important that my character, that I would know all the possibilities of what happened, because my character kind of is like lives in all these dimensions. And all of a sudden, that was like a weird thing. So the thread I was reading was basically suggesting that what if a lot of the deaths and horrible things that we see in Infinity War are not necessarily what happens, but that a lot of Infinity War is seen through Doctor Strange's perspective, and he's looking at different different possible versions of what happens, and I think that's interesting. Like this idea that like we might see Spider-Man die, and then like Doctor Strange like realizes we can't do this because in the future, if this happens, I've seen the future, and I like this idea that like he's the one like looking at all these things, so that there might be a lot of devastation and like death, but it doesn't necessarily mean like it's all going to happen, but more that we see different versions of the same thing happening. I just thought it was interesting, and I never thought of it from that perspective. But the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch is the only one who's read the script, talked about the multiverse. None of the actors have read the entire script. They only know their pieces of the story. I just thought it was a really interesting idea. So now I'm like even more intrigued, because I kind of was like, not that I wasn't going to see it. I definitely was. But I was kind of like, yeah, I guess like I'm into it, but like I don't know. I don't really want to see an Avengers movie where like, oh, so and so dies and it's isn't that sad? Like I guess like it felt like inevitable. And so the idea that they could take inevitable tragedy and actually spin it on its head and we could totally look at it in a different light. That was like an interesting idea. Yeah, exactly. Because in his own movie, he can like bend time and all these things. So I was like, interesting. Maybe he is the key here. Um, anyway, just a thought. Let's get back to our story. Okay, so we have Bruce, reluctant dad, fish out of water, has never seen a single Avengers movie. I would say never seen a single Marvel movie, um, except the original Fantastic Four. Do you guys ever see the original Fantastic Four from the 90s? It is so bad. It's the worst thing you've ever seen, but it's like hilarious and amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this or not. Um, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And that might be like a really funny. What if that's the only Avengers movie he's ever, the only Marvel movie he's ever seen? Um, that's a really fun idea. Yeah, it's terrible. Here's the cast. I don't know if you can see the Google search. It's so bad. So let's say the only movie he's ever seen is the 1994 Fantastic Four. Um, he is annoyed because it's past his bedtime, but he wouldn't let his son go alone to the movie, so he's here tonight at midnight. David, a little whiny, definitely nerdy, on a date with Zoe, wants to impress her with all of his super geeky knowledge, but his dad's making it really difficult. Zoe, the queen of all geeks and nerds, she knows everything about every single comic book film ever. She's a veteran of midnight premieres and has been coming to these since she was born. That sounds like a great setup for a thing. So, with all that in mind, let us begin. Bruce. Oh, it's too long. I hate that these messages have to be so short. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to copy over the. You know what? You know what I just realized? Do you guys all have. I just realized something that we could do that would make this easy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you guys all have a Gmail account? Oh, yeah. Featuring Chris Evans. Um, oh, I'm not even talking about that Fantastic Four. There was a Fantastic Four before that Fantastic Four. Check out that link I posted. There was a Fantastic Four from 1994 starring nobody that you've ever heard of. And it's terrible. And it's even worse than the other one. um, okay, we're going to say April group collab, save. Okay, I'm gonna grab your guys' email addresses here because this to me might be way easier than trying to do the copy and paste thing, which is maddening. Let me see here if I can make this happen. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Patronage. Nope. How do I access people's emails? Patrons. Okay. So Alex. Let's see if this works. This could possibly work. Alex Barrett. Okay, guys, I'm sending out a request to a Google Doc. Why haven't I thought of this before? Oh, this changes everything. This could actually be like really easy to do. Not easy, but like. Did you guys get it? Did it come through? Let me know if it worked. I just sent out a Google Doc. because this would be amazing, because then I wouldn't have to copy and paste, and we wouldn't be left with this like impossible like task of like pasting messages onto this stupid site. But yeah, because I can keep the live stream going, and then we could write on the Google Doc, which I think would be really rad. So let me know. Let me know. That's okay. You can jump off your phone. That's totally cool. Just an idea I had. I'm literally having this idea right now. I don't know if it'll work, but I started a Google Doc, and that way, because as you type, you can see different people typing. So instead of like having to like paste into this YouTube chat, I can kind of host it and facilitate it there. But the Google Doc can serve as the like place, and then everybody's things are like saved. Oh hey, look, it worked. Seb's on. Oh, this is so cool. This is exciting. This is really exciting. This is exciting, I wrote. So Seb is pink. Okay. This is exciting. I think this could work. What is that face? I don't know. The face is like, blah. We can chat in here. Hello. This changes everything, guys. Group collab just got way easier. I don't know why I never thought of this before, but yeah, this would work really well, because now instead of having to like run it off of here, we can literally go by a group doc, and then that way I won't have like missed anything or like, yeah, that's awesome. I like the, what if the Fantastic Movie the dad had seen is the one with Chris Evans and he's confused how Johnny. I like that. Great. Is the Fantastic Four from with Chris Evans, and he's confused why Johnny the Human Torch is now Captain America. That's funny. Did the document work for anybody else? We got Seb here. I'm gonna write, okay, I'm gonna type here. Oh, Alex is here. Oh yeah. It's working. Oh no, Seb has left. No, come back, Seb, come back. Midnight premiere. Whoa, I can't type. Hey, Kim, your phone's going off. Or is it my phone? Okay, this is cool. This is gonna work. This is going to work. I'm excited. Okay. Characters. Bruce. So you guys can see how I, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. You guys can see how I format a document, which is cool because now I can like, I can teach you screenwriting format. So that's cool. And Sammy's here. Everybody try to type something. See if it works. So Seb, try to type something wherever. So it looks like Seb is pink, Sammy is purple, Alex is green, and I guess mine is black. I think so. I think that's how it works. Oh my God, that's crazy. It's working. Kim, check this out. So we're doing a group chat right now. Realize that we could do a a document, so now we can all write at the
Sweet.
same time. Oh, everybody say hey to
That's
Kim.
so cool. Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm in like my PJs with my Pikachu friend. Oh no, this isn't Pikachu. I forget who this is. Oh no.
Why do you have a Pokemon shirt?
I don't know. Somebody gave it to me at a swap. If you girls or guys have never done a swap before, it's the best thing ever. Where you swap clothes. So it's like you get new clothes every time you go. It's so much fun. So yeah, I'm just chasing after Linus. He's had some problems and he's been pee-peeing everywhere. So I've just been chilling here trying to clean up after him and get things organized because we're having some friends over later and making sure it doesn't smell like cat pee. Yay! But I think he's doing better now. I think he's going to lay down, so that's good.
Your phone is running.
Anyways, well, have fun, you guys. Writing this already looks really good. Bye.
Okay, let's do this, guys. So, starting off, let's start off. Let's get into it. So let's say that let's do it in the order the doc says. Alex, then Seb, then Sammy, and then I'll go. Okay, cool. So here's how I like to start. I always start with an interior or exterior because that establishes the location. So interior, movie theater, 11:45 p.m. Great. So we're in a crowded lobby of a midnight premiere. Oh, I can't type. Well, you guys are going to see my typing. A midnight premiere of the newest Avengers movie, Infinity War. Wow, that's not how you spell. Great. Avengers. Yeah, why is it? Okay, cool. So we find Bruce, David, and Zoe in line. Okay, great. So Seb, you start us off. I'm sorry, Alex, start us off. You start us off, Alex. I think this would be cool. I think this would be really cool. Now we can actually see in real time. Of course, it does add this new pressure now. It adds this new pressure where we can all see what you're writing. But that's okay, because we're all friends here and we're all being supportive. But it does kind of add a new dimension to the whole thing, I suppose. But that's okay. We all support each other. We all support each other. You know what? To get the ball rolling, I'll start us off, okay? So David says, Dad, put your Loki horns on. This screening is cost. Won't let us in if you're not in your full costume. Ugh, fine. The guy's always trying to. Great. Okay. Cool. Now, Alex. So can you guys see the updates there? So I started this off. So, Dad, put your Loki horns on. The screening is cosplay only. They won't let us in if you're not in full costume. Fine. What sort of creature is a Loki? I've been over this, Dad. It's not a creature. He's Thor's brother. The guy's always trying to take over. Great. So, Alex, now you're up. You are up. First thing that pops in your head. Yeah, it does like add a new level of pressure because now like people can see you type. But that's okay. That's okay. We are supportive of each other in this environment. Yes. That's funny. The Norse god of mischief. I love it. I love her facts. Great. Seb. Or unless you're done. I don't know if you're done, Alex. If you're done. If you're not done, that's cool. Sorry, I was reading an article about how Amazon is closing down their submissions and no longer accepting original scripts, which is great. They're only Amazon is now only accepting scripts the traditional Hollywood way. Like they used to do this like open source thing where anybody could submit a pitch, but no more. Okay, Seb, you up? You guys, is it coming through? You got this. You got this. Hello, kidlet. What is your child's name so I can address them by name? Um, the last what is the last midnight premiere that I went to was I guess it was Star Wars. I guess it was The Last Jedi. Um, yeah. Well, the thing about LA, which is interesting, is like used to there was only midnight premieres, um, but now like there's been like kind of an influx of like showings that like usually start around like 7 or 8, and like so they'll be like 7, 8, 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:30, 9:45. So now it's like nice because you can kind of pick like a little bit more of a reasonable time to go instead of like being stuck like midnight. Which I don't know about you, but like if I've had a long day, hey Rowan, if I've had a really long day, then doing a midnight premiere can be really tough. So yeah, I stopped going to as many midnight premieres because I also find too like if it's a movie, like I'll give you an example. When I saw Star Wars the first time, I didn't really like it. Like the Last Jedi, I really didn't like it. In fact, I walked out feeling really like disappointed. But also I was really tired and like exhausted, and I found myself kind of like nodding off a few times because it had been a really long day. I'd worked all day, taught class all day, and then like rushed to a theater for like a finished class at 10, got to the theater at like 11. I was just tired, right? So it's just like was something that I think it took away from the experience. So then I went and saw it again a few weeks later, not at midnight, much more rested, and I actually got so much more out of it, and I just enjoyed it a lot more because it didn't feel like I was like pushing myself to uh, you know stay awake. I felt like I was like, no, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, and I started to pick up on certain things where I was like, oh, this is great. So I do think that seeing a movie, um, I think seeing a movie like well rested is important because otherwise it's especially if it's a movie that's like asking you to like think a little bit more and commit to it mentally. I think it is important to like honor that and like go, no, don't see the movie just because you want to be the first one to see it. Like wait till you're ready to see it. You know what I mean? It's also why like I don't care about spoilers because like I know people are like so desperate sometimes to see a movie right away because they're like I don't want to be spoiled by anything. I don't want any, and it's like well I'd rather see the movie in the best experience possible than see a movie so quickly just to be the first that I like didn't really have the best experience seeing it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. It's not everybody's opinion. Some people excuse me hate spoilers, and I totally get it, but I don't care. Awesome. Okay, so David, I like someone could beat Thor, and I wasn't allowed to, and that I wasn't allowed. Can't remember because he was everyone's favorite. Great. So now we have Sammy. Is that everything, Seb? Are you good? Are you done? If not, that's totally fine. But if you're not done, that's totally okay. No, it's not terrible. I'm gonna. Whoop, I'm gonna read. There we go. So when you're doing dialogue, and this is just helpful to know, just for like scripting, whenever you're doing dialogue, yeah, you type the name in here, and then you always go, and you make it like that. I thought you said no one could ever. Oh, man, it wasn't allowed to have Captain America as my favorite. He's everyone's favorite. Great, Sammy's up. Sammy is up. Mm-hmm. Did you guys see A Quiet Place? If you guys haven't seen A Quiet Place, it's so good. It's so good. I saw it last night. It's so good. Not for the faint of heart. It's a very intense movie. So if you don't love horror films, might not be your cup of tea. Um, but it was great, man. And it was crazy because it was written by uh, uh, written and directed by John Krasinski, aka Jim. Great, are you done, Sammy? So Zoe, eye rolls. Oh come on, isn't like a bad guy, especially a funny one. Okay, cool. David, you know what? You're so right. David turns to his dad. Can you There we go. Okay, sorry. I get lost when I'm typing. I totally get lost. Okay, cool. um, that's great, Sammy. I love it. I have not seen Love, Simon. I have not. I have not seen Love, Simon. Although I have a friend who's in it. I have two friends who are in it, but I haven't seen it. But I should. I should. Okay, cool. So then Alex is up. So you know what? You're so right. Whatever you say. He turns to his dad. Dad, can you please put the horns on? What was that, son? You better dictate what you like? Yeah, she's the first girl who's ever gone out with. I don't want to blow this. Son, that's not how healthy relationships work. A good relationship is about compromise. Your mother and I, Dad, I don't want to hear about your mom's weird love life. Just please don't try to embarrass me tonight. I love that Zoe is just in her own world. I love it. Um, yeah, it's Quiet Place is an intense one. Like it's like a movie I recommend. Oh, hello, Vexy. What is going on? Welcome, welcome. We're doing a group collab session. Do you want to join? Do you want to join, Vexy? Because if you want to join, I would love to have you join. Um, if you want to join, I'm going to give you the link to that. So we're trying a brand new thing, and I think it's really cool, and I'm excited that it's working. We're doing a Google document so we can actually write in real time. No pressure, but now instead of just doing, how do I share this link? Share. Okay, Vexy, I just sent it to you. I just shared it with you. So if you want to hop on, you totally can. You don't have to. If you're like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm half asleep. Oh my god, did you guys see the Gamora cosplay? The body makes it's taking hours. My Scarlet Witch seems so subpar now. I love it. I love it. Okay, now over to you, Seb. I want Zoe to sound like really like they like. You see that Gamora cosplay? Like, I think she's got braces, and I think that'd be really really funny. I think Kim will play a really funny Zoe. Oh yeah, Coachella's happening this weekend. That's right, Coachella. I'm not going to Coachella. Everybody else I know is going to Coachella. I'm not. I'm here doing my thing. Very nice. Subpar? You're kidding, right? I like the idea that dad like gives him weird advice the entire time. In fact, I'm gonna add something. I'm adding lines while you're writing, Seb. I still can't believe you had to chaperone us. Son, you're only 14. One day. Great. So I added some dialogue. I added a few beats of dialogue there. Um, uh, Zoe is you. I love it. You are definitely Zoe. I love your writing. Bexy, what's your news? I did. I typed in a few extra beats. Um, um, so it says, David, can you put the horns on? What was that, son? Blah 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 blah. I added. I can't believe you had to chaperone us. Son, you're only 14. One day when you're older, you won't need a chaperone, but until then, I'm here to guide you. Bruce puts on his horns. Well, what do you think? Do I officially look like a Loki? Oh my god. Zoe, oblivious. Oh my god, did you guys see the Gamora cosplay? The body was taking hours. My squadron seems so subpar now. Subpar? You're kidding me, right? Because you spent like 6 months working on this. It took 3 months to agree to a date with me because you're working on this costume, which, by the way, is awesome. Great. Sammy. I'm just going to bump this down so it starts a new thing. Perfect. Sammy, you're up. You are up. This is fun. I like typing this way. You're playing for a musical? That's awesome. Vexy, that's so cool. What's the musical? Can you say? That's really, really cool. My mom, it's actually my affinity and affiliation with theater literally comes from the fact that um, uh, my mom literally plays for musicals. She does musical direction, she does like piano direction and voice direction. So my introduction to theater was like assisting her doing page turning, sitting in the pit next to the bass player and the guitar and the drums, and next to her at the piano and like turning pages and stuff. So um, um, I oh my god, and God We Crust. That sounds awesome. I want to be in that show. Please bring that to LA so I can audition because I'm already in love with it. That's really cool though. But like the pit, like playing for musical is so much fun because um, you get to, I don't know, you get to sort of see the show and be a part of it in a really dynamic way where the pressure is kind of off from just like performing, but like I don't know, it's a really cool collaborative environment. So Zoe says, that's sweet, but this is completely the wrong color of red leather. I couldn't find the right shade in time. Plus the wig. Itchy's not the word. So David says, subpar, you're kidding, right? He's been like 6 months working on this. It took you 3 months to agree to go on a date with me because you're working on this costume, which is, by the way, is awesome. That's sweet, but was completely the wrong color of leather. I couldn't find the right shade. Plus the wig. Itchy is what do you mean by itchy is not the word? Like, does that mean like it's really itchy, like it's so itchy that like it doesn't even encompass it? Bruce. Tell her she looks beautiful. David, Dad, it's super creepy. Why? You think she's... I'm trying to think of something clever here. Is Scarlet Witch a comic book series? I'm assuming it is. I'm pulling up stats here. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I'm done. I'm sorry. I got really into it. I was like, ah. Sorry. Uh, go ahead. Okay, who's next? Everyone's good. Good. I've been good. We were just talking earlier. It's been a weird time. It's been a trying time, physically, emotionally. I think everybody's in kind of a funk, but good, but good, but good. Um, yeah. So anyway, okay. Alex is up. I'm trying to like find some more facts about her. Sorry, I'm getting really into the storytelling. I apologize. Okay, cool. I added more. Sorry. um, and Seb, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you for passing. And I know we've been going through some tough stuff, but I'm so proud of you. So Seb is now officially a qualified personal trainer, which is an amazing thing, and worked your butt off to get there. I know, and I'm so proud of you. And so even though I know it's been a rough time as of late, like I have no idea, you're gonna. I've no doubt. Sorry, not no idea. I have no doubt you're gonna flourish. And so yeah, everybody, congrats to Seb. It's an amazing thing. That's awesome. Sorry, Vex. I don't know if you're on this Google Doc that I sent you. I emailed you a link. if you want to join, you can see what it is we're working on. You're definitely more than welcome to. Um, I can even do a shareable link in here. Um, Anyone with the link? If you want to join, you don't have to. But so yeah, I just added. So we're now. Let's see where we're at. Now it's Alex. Um, I added a little bit of dialogue for Zoe, so she's like on a ramble. She's like, the movies are fine, but the really good storytelling is in the comic books. Like for example, when she first appeared in X number 4064, she was actually a supervillain alongside her brother Quicksilver as a founding member of the Brotherhood of Mutants. I would have liked to see that take in the character, but of course we'll probably never get that because Marvel hasn't the rights to X-Men until recently with the Disney acquisition. I guess I feel like Elizabeth Olsen's character is too safe. Like it's not what the original character was meant to be. You know what I mean? David goes, yes, of course. Bruce goes, son, do you have any idea what she just said? David goes, no, of course not. Just act impressed. I like that. That's funny. Just act impressed. Funny stuff. So anyway, that's Vexy. That's what we're working on. That's what we're doing. Seb, what is that? So as far as the next stages go, like where does that leave you? Are you what's the next what's the next step for you? Like now you have the certification, so you could possibly begin like a job search, or like what is the next kind of phase for you? Do you think? Also, you don't have to know that yet. You don't have to like have a next phase. Um, but I'm just kind of curious where that what happens now that you've like been able to pass and move on. And get into a computer, become a virtual character. I like that. That'd be fun if we could all become avatars and then like meet up in some virtual space. I feel like we're not far away from that happening, actually. We're not far away from being able to meet up digitally and virtually anywhere that we go. Awesome. I'm hoping to find a job. I'm going to take a course for exercise referral. That's cool. I dig that. I love it. Hey, Johnny Storm. Now, the Human Torch is a cool superhero. I like that. Wait, Alex, can I add one thing to that? Can I add like him basically being like, "Hey, isn't this Johnny Storm, the Human Torch? I didn't know." Like, can I add like, "Hey, isn't this?" So we like know what he's looking at. Is that cool with you if I add something? Yeah, that's an amazing goal. I love the idea of using I'm sorry, I'm jumping between the story and the conversation here. I love the idea of using physical fitness as a means to help people not just better themselves like physically and have like a six pack, but like as a means to doing something even more, like as something a greater good. And I think that's an amazing a mission and heart to have for physical training, is that it's about overcoming something even greater than just like losing weight or something like that, which is so nothing in the scheme of things. Um, that's a really cool perspective. I really dig that. I'm gonna add one more thing, Seb. Okay, great. Hey, isn't that Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four? I'm gonna add one more thing. Do you mind? What if he's like he's got a really cool he's got like a his superhero costume changed. He's got a cool shield now. Okay, cool. Now the Human Torch is a cool superhero. Is he in the movie a lot? I think that's really funny, Alex. I love that. That's great. Yeah, that's the thing about we need to grow a beard. I love it. That's funny. Okay, so Sammy's up. We'll probably do like one more round of this, and then we'll have to wrap it up because this. So this is nerd facts about me. Getting real nerdy here. So I have recently started a. I'm saying this out loud. It sounds hilarious. Um, a Dungeons and Dragons game with my awesome friend VJ and Mike and Eric, and then Kim, and then VJ's girlfriend. VJ is a really cool director who, for a long time, ran a channel called AV Byte, um, and he and his brother created that channel, and he and his girlfriend live out here, and they're both awesome. And he's been really into role playing and like role RPG games, and oh, sorry, Seb's up. I apologize, Seb's up. So yeah, so we started recently a game of Dungeons and Dragons. All we've done so far is create characters. So today we actually start playing, and I'm kind of excited and kind of nervous because I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before. But I like my character. I think he's awesome. um, my character is his name is Fordham. He's an impulsive wife, cracking, somewhat of a scoundrel, quick to talk a big talk and offer a bold opinion, but shies away from direct conflict when possible. In favor of sneakier methods of gaining the upper hand, he'd prefer to talk his way out of a situation if possible, but will cut a throat or two when needed. Always has a scheme up his sleeve. Not only is he a social outcast due to his race, he's a half elf, but having betrayed and stolen from his own family fortune, he's a free spirit with no sense of duty, obligation, or tradition. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking this Dungeon and Dragon game real seriously because I wrote a whole detailed character background. But I have a lot of writer friends. Um, um, oh yeah, you did make that character. That's funny. A lot of writer friends, and then also like writers I admire, have often cited Dungeons and Dragons as like a game they love that like inspired a lot of creativity and a lot of storytelling. And as I'm starting to play it, I'm realizing that so many RPGs that exist nowadays, World of Warcraft and Gods of War and Dark Souls and all these things, um, uh, are very much derived and inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, which was inspired by Lord of the Rings and high fantasy. So it's like it's an interesting thing to see where all these stories kind of come from. This idea of creating a story that you get to personally make choices in, and it was like, oh, that totally makes sense that people made video games inspired by this experience. So I'm kind of excited to play it just because it's something I've heard about for a long time as being like a really fun and creative game that inspires creativity and storytelling, and I think it'd be a fun experience to have. So yeah, Dave Zoe will hear you. Captain America and Johnny are both the same actor, but they're different characters in different universes. I'm sorry that nothing can make the Human Torch a cool superhero. That's funny. I love how cool being a Loki it is. Oh, funny. Nothing, Zoe. Just commenting on how cool it is to be a Loki. Seb, I'm gonna put that in quotes because I think that's funny. That's really, really funny. Okay, Sammy's up. Sammy is up. And guys, while you're writing that, I'm gonna go start a load of dishes. So give me like 2 minutes, okay? Okay, be right back. I'm back. I wasn't breaking them, I was washing them, I swear. So then we'll go Sammy, and then we'll go at Anna if you want to join, or you don't have to. And then I probably will have to wrap it up because I have to go literally clean to prepare for my Dungeons and Dragons game because that's what I'm doing today. But I'm very excited about it. So it'll be a nice break. It'll be a nice break from the flow. Dad, it's his name, not his species, for goodness sake. I want to punch David in the face. Awesome. Okay. Anonymous lemur. That's hilarious. Do you want to go? Do you want to take a crack at it? Wait, I have an idea. Wait, I want to add. Can we add something to that moment? I had a really funny idea. So if he goes, Dad, it's not his name, it's speech. How many times God? Um, Zoe, what are your thoughts on Johnny Storm? Oh my God, Dad. Nobody cares about Johnny Storm. He's the lamest superhero of all time. Zoe. Zoe gasps. No, he's not. Human Torch. Best superhero ever. How did he die in the comic books? What? Honestly? Okay, great. I'm gonna steal that. Sacrifices. Zoe, totally. Great. Uh, okay, cool. So on that note, I'm gonna put an end into it there because I have to go. But I love that idea. Like, Dad. Yeah, I like that idea. He's not. The Human Torch is like the best superhero ever. Wait, what? And honestly, as much as he portrays Captain America, that's when he's starting to shield. It was his performance as Johnny Storm making the Human freaking Torch really turn me into comic book films. Jesus, original fans for that. Chris Evans is a special place in my heart. Wow, I had no idea. I'm honestly offended. Told you, son. In the comic books, he sacrifices himself to save the Thing. How could you mock that kind of selflessness? I don't know, Zoe. I totally agree with you. Dad! Great. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll finish it in a climactic way. This is really, really, really fun. Thank you for participating this month. I really appreciate it. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing this again. I should have this up by the next episode, which will come out next Sunday or Monday, just in time for the Avengers Infinity War premiere, along with the new story that I'm writing. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This was great. And on that note, I will see you all very soon. Okay? All right. Bye.